Correia with me today. Thank you so much for taking time to, to be on Utah Book Scene. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
We haven't talked about what this series is about.
Urban fantasy, so it's fantasy that takes place now, and I write from the perspective of the people that take care of monster problems. So they're basically bounty hunters for monsters, is what they are. And so it's set in a world where monsters are real, and they're kind of hidden in the background, and there's a complicated bounty system, and so people are paid good money to take care of monster problems before they come to the public attention.
It's kind of like Men in Black.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. It's a little Men in Black, little Hellboy, written from the background of I actually try to get all the tactics and weapons right.
That's the weapon we've used. That's the tactic we've used.
Yeah, and so it's been really super popular, and the series has just done really well. I've got a couple other series also. I've got an alternate history fantasy. It's 1930s noir pulp superheroes. The first book's called Hard Magic. Second book's called Spellbound. Third book's called Warbound. It'll be out this year. That's actually, it's won the Audie Award last year for Best Fantasy Audiobook. It was a finalist for the Julia Verlanger Award for Best Novel in France this year. That was kind of cool. Yeah, so it's done really well. And that one's a lot of fun. It's think Dust Bowl, Great Depression era gangsters, but in a world with magic, and that's a really fun series too.
Yeah, and the first thing it makes me think of is that episode from Star Trek when they go back to the gangster.
Well, it was such a fun time period. And what it was is I set out originally, the idea was I was going to write an epic fantasy, and I kind of looked at what makes up an epic fantasy. It's usually an epic fantasy is a big story, big cast of characters, lots of things happen. It's a world-altering, world-shaping story. So I started to do that, but I thought, I need to make it a little bit different, and so it wound up being a 1930s epic fantasy, and created a magic system where everyone has like one particular power, one area of the laws of physics they can tweak. I had alternate history kind of beginning in the 1850s. Magic appeared, and then timeline kind of veered off to the 1930s was when the book took place, and yeah, those are the ones that have won all the awards, and this is the one that pays all the bills.
Before we close, you've got several things coming out this summer, 2013. Why don't you tell us what those titles are?
In August, the third Grim Noir Chronicles book, that's the 1931, is called Warbound. That'll be out in August, and very excited about that. It's the end of the trilogy, and it came out really good. I just wrapped that up. And then the next book out this summer is September. It's called Swords of Exodus, and it's actually a military thriller that I co-wrote with a guy named Mike Coopery. Yeah, and Mike is an EOD tech, so the bomb disposal guys in the big suits. That's what Mike does. He's a bomb, military bomb squad guy.
Thank you so much, Larry Correia.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. And this is Susan Phelan for Utah Book Scene, and I've been talking to Larry Correia, and thank you for watching.